So this is my home studio setup. I'm in my basement right now and I have a MIDI keyboard. This is just the easiest one to travel with, so I always bring it with me. Microphone, this is the Bluebird Spark. Audio interface, computer, and that's really all I need. Normally I record keys and vocals at the same time, so the setup works really well for me, and I've had all this stuff with me since my very first semester. Somehow it's still standing, so it's been through a lot.
Here's a look at my home studio that I was able to put together over these past couple weeks. So starting over here, I have my laptop, which is hooked up to an audio interface connected to 2 studio monitor speakers, and I'm also hooked up to a studio monitor. And I have a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. On the side of me, I got my MIDI keyboard and my bass and some cables on the wall. For recording, I mostly use Reason, for no good reason, and I have Logic, Pro Tools, GarageBand, you name it.
The brain of the studio is a Mac Mini linked to my audio interface and the Avid Artist Mix for writing automation. As far as softwares, for recording and mixing I use Pro Tools, for mastering I use Wavelab Pro, and for MIDI and sound design I use Logic Pro X.
This is my home studio setup. I do basically everything right here at my desk, from homework to practicing to writing and producing for fun, and even recording my own bands. My band up here actually just released a single and we recorded the entire thing right here in this apartment.
And here's my cozy setup that I'm using daily for recording, composing and practicing. And it features Nord C2D with some bass pedals and an expression pedal, and my favorite Juno GI, which has been serving me well for the past 9 years or so. I'm using a very tiny interface, Scarlett Focusrite, and as you can see, I'm holding SM57, which is probably not ideal for the situation, but it works. I have a pop filter so I could track some vocals occasionally. Sometimes I put a mic stand behind my back so I could get from the above view when I teach or when I take lessons with someone else.
Today I'm gonna show you what I use to record while we're having online classes. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is this mic AT2020 from Audio-Technica. It's a pretty good mic and works very well, and it's also very cheap, so go look it up, it's very cool. So to record my bass, I use my PreSonus Audiobox i2. I also use my computer, my MIDI keyboard, Novation, Launch Key Mini, and my headphones from Audio-Technica. And yeah, that's pretty much all.
I'm lucky as a bass player that I don't need anything fancy, really. I don't need microphones, I don't need, acoustic wall treatment. I just need a really good interface and I'm good to go. And I use the Apollo Twin X, which is currently, a very popular high-end model. But my bass is an important choice I make, and I go with a Fender Jazz. I record into Logic and Pro Tools. I use both. I think it's important to be flexible when you're working, with producers and artists who will come to you with whatever they're comfortable with. For me, I prioritize just having a great sound and a great feel.